welcome to Practice English with Dunko. I hope you are okay and good conditions. So welcome back in my channel. In this video we are going to learn about the past simple tense. So the past simple tense, it is the most necessary in our life. So usually or often we use a past simple tense to expressions about the something happening in the past. Okay, or we often use past simple to descriptions for actions happening at the past, even for long time or short times. So, but usually the past tense it is talk about the something already happening in the past. So we have line here. This is cross now. But another part of the lines, it talk about the past, something happened in the past. Okay, so in these sessions we are together going to learn about this part. It is mean past. Okay, we're gonna talk about the past and use some example to explain more about the past simple tense. So as you know, the past simple is most necessary when we talk about it to explain for something happened in the past. And also there is rules to use it in the past simple. So let's use here in this pronouns, as you see here, with the verb work, or to work. This group, I, he, she, it, you, they, we, it just, we will add ed to the verb. That is the called irregular verb, our regular verb. Sorry. For example, I work it, he work it, she work it work it, you work it, and they, we work it. Just add ed to the verb, became past. So let's use or let's look to see what about the other part. In this part, we're gonna talk about the different time of the actions, or we have the different position to use the past simple tense. So as you see here, a short time. So when we have to talk about the past, but at the short times. So for example, you are at the afternoon, but you want to talk about something happening at the morning or in the morning. How to express about that? So first, at the short times, he visited his father's yesterday. As you know, yesterday it is not a bit far. It is just past an hour. So here, he visited his father's yesterday. That is about short times, our recent past. Okay, so the past here, visited. As you see, the verb visit plus ed became visited. He visited his father's yesterday. This with a short time. Okay. What about the long time? Our distant past. Something happened for the long times. We want to expressions how we gonna put it. Okay, long time or distant past. That is became, so examples. I was born in 1992. So that's for long times, maybe around 30 years or 90 or 29 years. So that is it little bit far. Okay, the sentence is it was or I was born in 1992. This is the past simple for long time. Okay? So another part with the times expressions. So when we use the time expressions to talk about the something happening in the past. Okay? For example, she was there last week. Last week, it is expressions about times. Okay? Last week. She was there last week. Okay? This about with the time expressions. So without time expressions, a second part, we're gonna talk about the past, but without time expressions. How it's work? Okay? He washed his car. So here, he washed his car, but went. We don't know. Maybe yesterday, or last week, or the last month. But anyway, he washed his car. Okay? And also with the time expressions. Example number 2, we forget it. Number 2, I listened to radio until 12 p.m. last night. Okay? Here, the past simple expression with the time. Last night. Okay? I listened. The past here, listened. Listen plus ed became listened. I listened to the radio until 12 p.m. last night. Okay? This past tense with the expression time. Okay? A second example about without expression times. He wanted to learn English. Okay? He wanted, the verb went plus ed became wanted. He wanted to learn English. Without the times. When, we don't know. Maybe last year or last month, he decided to learn English. Okay? So, last part, we have past with or the past in one actions. Okay? That is sum, or when we have two expressions about the past, simple tense in one actions. So how that work? She called her mothers. Okay? She called. We have verb called her mothers when actions. Okay? This about past simple in one actions. So how about the past simple with the many actions? As you can see here, he climbed up tree because he wanted cut the stick. Okay, as you see here, the verb or the past simple in the verb climbed and wanted. This many actions here happening. First, he climbed up the tree, climbed the past, because he wanted cut the stick. Here, more than actions or the many actions happening in these sentences. However, it could be there is more than two. It doesn't matter. Could be 3 or 4 actions into one sentences. So this is about the different times of the past simple tense, short time, long time, with the time expressions, without time expressions, one actions, or many actions. So this is about the past simple tense. So let's see about what is about the regular and irregular verb. We're gonna talk about the two kind of verb. As you know, we have regular verb and irregular verb. Okay? So what is the difference between the regular verb and irregular verb? So regular verb, as you know, we just simply add ed. So here, work became work it. Ask, ask it. Answer, answer it. Okay, and so on. So the verb ending in ed there is most commonly and so usefully in our English everyday. So the irregular verb, this kind of the verb, it could be a little bit hard for a lot of you, and I know that. So when we have to make the irregular verb, there is a little bit change in spelling and in pronunciation. So, but the some of them there is no change. It is became same. For example, drink, drank in the past. It is a totally change. Drink, drank. Okay, have, had. Sell, sold. It's totally different. Go, went. Okay, speak, spoke. As you see, but the some verb like read in the past became read. There is no change. But in the most cases, we need to change the irregular verb to the past by use this kind of the word, or there is a little bit change. So that is you need to memorize the irregular verb, how to use it in the sentences in this part of the irregular verb. Okay, so let to use some another explanation for this kind of word or this kind of sentences. Here we have pronouns. Okay, we're gonna add ed to the verb to become past. Okay, ask, let's use to ask. Okay, verb. Okay, so became I ask it. Okay, he asked it. She asked it, and so on. Okay, they ask it, we ask it. So this is about the positive. Okay, the positive sentences, it became I ask it, you ask it, they ask it. That is the positive, our affirmative sentences. So as you see here, did not. Okay, it is do. In the past became did, because did is irregular verb. Okay, so when we need to use a negative form, we need to some auxiliary verb, our helping verb, to use a negative form. So did not or didn't. Didn't is contractions. Okay, so if we want to make a negative form, we must start, we need to the auxiliary verb, as you remember. So the sentences became I did not ask. Okay, he did not ask. She didn't ask. They didn't ask. We didn't ask. That is a negative form. We need to auxiliary verb, our helping verb, to make a negative form. Okay, so if we need to make a question form in the past simple, both of them in the past, even the positive and affirmative sentences and negative sentences all of them talk about the past simple tense. So how we use past simple tense in question form? Okay, so in question form, we need to start with the verb. Did, it became did I ask, or did she ask, or did they ask. That is the question about the past simple tense. So we cover about the negative form and affirmative form, and also a question form by using past simple tense. So this all for past simple tense. So it is a little bit hard about the auxiliary verb or irregular verb. So you just memorize about the irregular verb to use it in the past simple tense. And I hope to be useful for you. So if you like this video, please subscribe my YouTube channels. And also don't forget to click the bell so you will be able to get the notification when we upload the new videos. So thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have a wonderful day and take care.